After escaping from his life working for the New Jersey mob, Chris Moltisanti has made something of himself. He became SMU's starting running back and took them to their first 10-win season in 5 years, despite working with an inept offensive line and quarterback. In the offseason, lots of schools tried to get Chris to transfer away, but he believed that he could take SMU to a national title and decided to stick around. This year, he's going to try to put the team on his back, aiming to rush for 2,000 yards and at least take the Mustangs to the playoffs. I'll be playing his entire sophomore season to see if he can succeed. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The first game of Chris's sophomore season, we're taking on number 9 Oklahoma. This should be a tough one, and Chris already getting it started with a nice little reception, but the running lanes have been tough so far. A little bit more space on the read option though. Chris will pick up 6, and now he's tasked with getting a 4th and 2. It looks like Oklahoma's keying in on the run, but Chris has a lane up the middle and smashes down inside the 5, getting to the 2. Huge play, but of course coach is going to take him off the field. All right, still a nice start for Chris. Couple of big plays early. The middle is opening up, and we got a counter here. I like how this sets up. Chris is going to get to the outside, just has to follow his blockers, and this is going to be a massive gain. Up over 50 yards in the second quarter. Coach has opened up the playbook a little bit more than Chris is used to, and the offensive line honestly doing a really nice job. Chris is getting hit with a little bit of wear and tear already, but he continues to pick up these chunk gains, and he might actually have the chance to get a touchdown for once. He'll cuff this to the outside, and Chris is just going to have to fight in. He powers down and gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. Let's go, man. We got the lead on Oklahoma, and Chris is over 90 yards in the first half now. But at this point, the wear and tear is actually looking rough, and they almost got us in the end zone for a safety there. But Chris gets to the second level, almost made a dude miss in the hole. If we could get some points before half, we'd be in a great spot, and Chris getting his second reception of the day. This will give his team a chance to get down into field goal range. And I thought coach was going to take him out after that, but he actually stays on the field. And his quarterback's just going to dump it off to him. Not a lot of space, but he makes it work, and now we give our kicker a shot. It is going to be a 53-yarder, but hey, dude knocks it through. We got Oklahoma on upset alert, and the holes are continuing to open up. Honestly, way better than I was expecting for the first game, and Chris has done some nice power running. The only thing is, it is crushing our wear and tear. At this point, he's at minus 16 speed. Clinging on to a 7-point lead, gotta make sure to avoid injury, but the juke move's still looking nice. Oklahoma goes down and gets a touchdown, but misses the extra point. So now we just gotta kill some clock, and our quarterback honestly having a pretty good game here. Just gotta protect the rock here. This will get us down to the 2-minute warning. Chris has just gotta find a way to grit out a first down. I do not trust our defense to get a stop, and coach is just trying to run it here on 3rd and 9. We'll see if we can make some magic, and man, the hole opened up, but Chris is too worn down to hit it hard. So it's gonna be up to the sim, and thankfully we are able to get the dub. Let's go. Chris had a great first half, only slowed down because of injury, but 128 yards and a touchdown is still solid. He was also the leading receiver, adding 45 yards with 3 receptions. Unfortunately, with the wear and tear, we're gonna have to put a lot of our energy into recovery, but Chris was able to train enough to finally get a little speed boost. He is up to 95 speed. Wow, I didn't know it would give us that much. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is try to unlock some of these abilities. So after the speed upgrade, Chris is taking on FCS. Should be the perfect opportunity to boost up those stats, and hopefully we can keep the wear and tear to a minimum today, but that hits kind of a tough way to start it out. Chris is gonna get the ball out of the backfield here though and pick up the first down, stiff arming his way out of the tackle. And okay, we got a little cross screen action down here in the red zone. I like this a lot, but I do not think I ran that route right. This is gonna get picked off, but Chris trying to hawk dude down for the tackle. Let me get that second tackle of the career. I probably shouldn't have tried that hard to run dude down though, because Chris got fatigued and taken off the field for like the entire first quarter, and he just got laid down on that last play. We're gonna head to halftime with way less touches than I would have liked, and not a huge lead on FCS. This could actually get kind of close. We got a ball out in the second half. I'm trying to finish with at least 100 yards, and on 3rd down, Chris is going to get a nice little catch. He's been really solid out of the backfield. I want to do some cooking in the running game. We have just not had as much space as I'd hoped, and read option on 3rd and inches. Quarterback is gonna keep it. Bro, you gotta hand that off to me. Offense is struggling. We gotta be better than this if we want to go to the playoffs, but oh, Chris hit a nice little spin. I should have tried to juke outside there. We might have been able to crib that. It's gonna be a game changer when we can upgrade those skill moves. And okay, nice hole up the middle here. I want to try to break out of there, but once again, dude, just can't juke a guy out. Chris is averaging a solid 8 yards a carry here, and the holes are getting better and better. 100 yards looking pretty attainable at this point, but Chris comes off the field. The team settles for a field goal, and I just don't want this thing to be a nail biter, but this might be the big play we were looking for. Chris is going to get it out of the backfield and pick up a block. The speed upgrade is going to come into play. FCS cannot run with him, and Chris Moltisanti is going to take it to the house for his first big play of the season. Let's get it, man. So annoyingly, we get taken off the field for the rest of the game. Still made the most of what we got, 10 carries for 80 yards, and 106 off 4 receptions out of the backfield with a touchdown. They've got us up to number 6 in the country. We might actually have a shot at the playoffs at this point. Taking on Liberty today, and Chris does a great job of getting through that hole. Hitting a spin move to pick up some extra yards, but of course will come off the field. But hey, defense gets a turnover. This seems to be the only way we can get time in the red zone. And Chris is going to bounce it to the outside, trying to get in, and he does. Let's go. Second rushing touchdown on the year in front of the home crowd. And we're off to a real nice start in this one, despite Liberty stacking the hell out of the box. Chris has been getting outside, and man, that spin move actually looked pretty crisp. All right, let's keep it moving. Offensive line honestly doing a good job of creating space. Hasn't been that much of a problem in this one, but once again, I will say it's crazy that you cannot skip plays in Road to Glory. And oh my gosh, coach is actually putting us in on the goal line again. I'm trying to get another touchdown, but we only get down to the 5. Okay, 3rd and goal from the 5. Yeah, I'm audibling to a run play. Give me a shot. Yes, sir. Chris will get out of there, and 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. Let's go, man. This offense is balling out right now, man. 24 in the first half. You got a big 3rd and 6 here, and Chris is just gonna run a little angle route. He will pick up the first down. How about some more points before half, boys? Gotta go fast, and unfortunately, our quarterback is gonna throw a pick. Hopefully, Liberty can't cash this in for any points. And man, Chris getting taken out for the entire 3rd quarter. Wear and tear has continued to be a factor, but coming in a little bit fresher in the 4th quarter, we'll be able to sneak out of there for a nice gain. I'm really not trying to leave this game without 100 rushing yards, though. And beautiful blocking on the counter. Chris will spin out and pick up the first, or at least get close to picking up the first. We got a 2nd and inches, and our stupid quarterback is gonna throw another pick. Man, Liberty might beat us. Okay, thankfully defense does their thing. Just gotta go get one more touchdown, fellas. Unfortunately, on 2nd down, this play is gonna get completely blown up. The marching band can't believe their eyes, and Chris once again comes off the field, but offense gets the job done. I will take it, and oh, a beautiful hole here. Dang, bro, I just barely ran into the blocker. Otherwise, we might have been gone. And that could very well be our last play of the game. Okay, 3rd and 7. Can Chris make some magic here? Gonna get the outside handoff and try to cut it back in. He gets driven into the ground. And defense is gonna get a stop, thank you. That'll do it, man. We get a 34-26 dub to start out 3-0. And Chris balled out despite not seeing the 3rd quarter. He had 136 yards and 2 touchdowns, as well as adding 53 through the air. And it does suck that we have to use so much of our energy on health, especially when we're looking kind of rough on this exam preparation. This week should be another test. We'll see if we can defend our 3-0 record against TCU, our first road game of the year. And our quarterback may be looking a little bit phased. He threw it directly to the TCU defender there. So not a good start. We're down 7-0. Our quarterback might kind of be a bum. I'm not gonna lie. And ooh, Chris getting out of there with a nice juke. All right, we're moving the ball a little bit. Chris running a little angle route out of the backfield and picking up another first. But coach did not give him a chance to go get the touchdown. We somehow got nothing, and TCU picked up 3. 3rd and 1, we got a speed option, and quarterback is gonna pitch it out. Man, I thought that was a nice play call. Feels like Chris has played quite well, but only around 30 yards, and that just gets stuffed. And on 3rd down, our quarterback is just gonna throw a duck of a ball that gets swatted away. But defense is actually playing pretty well. Looks like they got us a turnover, and Chris getting the ball out of the backfield here. Oh man, I tried to catch and run that, but for some reason it gave me the conservative catch animation. That might have cost Chris a touchdown, and TCU responds with a touchdown of their own. So we're gonna have to put together a hell of a comeback in this 4th quarter. Chris is gonna do his best to get involved out of the backfield, running just some absolutely crazy routes. He pretty much just finds the soft spot in the defense and cooks, and the quarterback doing a good job of finding him on this drive. But you know what they say, man. As a coach, you should always take your best playmaker off the field when you need him most. Offense was at least able to get a touchdown, but for some reason, man, Chris is just staying off the field, and TCU is gonna get the dub in this one. Frustrating stuff from the coaches. Chris did not have the best game. Did do his best out of the backfield with 60 yards. Thankfully, we do have a bye week to recharge and study a little bit. After the tough loss, we're surprisingly still ranked number 12, and Chris is looking to have a bounce back game against Boston College. Taking a 3-1 team on the road might be tough, and they started out with a 7-0 lead. What I want to see in this game is like some big splash run plays from Chris, but Boston College is not trying to let that happen. We'll try to get it cooking out of the pass game instead, and this is honestly a perfect touch pass from our quarterback. Easy first down for Chris, man. Thankfully, we are going to be able to get a passing touchdown before halftime, so we're back in this thing. Still just waiting for that big play from Chris, but Boston College is stacking the box so hard right now. And putting your head down to get extra yards is just so much harder when your player is made of glass. I haven't had a single game where Chris has stayed fresh for the entire game. But oh, he's finally getting out in the clear here. Needs needs to make this guy miss, but he's just too slow right now, dude. I should have hit the juke instead of the spin. I wish we weren't getting XP so slow because I want that platinum spin move. But okay, we might be able to get out here. We're at least getting bigger holes at this point, and we've got a chance to really take control of this game. The offensive line is stepping it up a little bit. All right, Chris, big time 3rd and 2, buddy. Go get it. They're going to send a run blitz, and Chris cannot quite get it, but looks like we're going on 4th and inches. All right, huge play, huge call from coach. And I don't know what in the hell our quarterback is doing. He runs backwards like 10 yards, and we get nothing out of that drive. Thankfully, our defense has been balling. They've only given up 7 headed into the 4th quarter. And what are these tackle animations, bro? Chris has got to get his weight up a little bit. He's still only like 180 pounds, and the stats are looking pretty good at this point, but he is taking a beating. We'll get into the open field here, though. Too exhausted to even try to pull off a spin move, and we're just killing clock, getting it down under 3 minutes. Just need a couple more first downs, but they are keying in on the run at this point, and we're trying to just run an outside zone on 3rd and 13. I don't know about this one. We'll try to get it to the outside. I guess I probably should have kept that in, but I was looking for a big play. Defense has just got to stand up one more time, and they cannot. Boston College goes for 2 and gets it. Damn, man, this could be a heartbreaker. Our quarterback's gonna take off and be short of the first down. We take our first time out. Gotta try to find a way to come up with some kind of miracle play. And okay, we get a little bit of yards. Our tight end might actually have us close to field goal range, and our kicker has made kicks like this earlier in the season. We'll take a timeout, and it's gonna come down to the sim. And bang, our kicker nails the 53-yarder. We stay in the playoff picture as Chris gutted it out. Only 4 yards a carry, but 90 yards. Actually only had 1 reception today. Our receivers came through a little bit. 5 games into the season, Chris is sitting at 470 yards and only 3 touchdowns. He has not had the statistical year I was hoping for. Now we got a really tough one, taking on Clemson in Death Valley. I don't know what to expect today. We're gonna start it out with a counter, and I honestly love this play call. Would like to see coach open up the playbook and give Chris a chance to do something a little bit different. And I like this outside zone in theory. It is actually going to be blocked beautifully, and Chris is gonna have the chance for a huge gain. Able to shake off a tackler and get down to the 25. Let's go. Offense punches it in, and we started out with a 7-3 lead. This would be a huge win, and oh man, lots of space. We almost juked out of there. If Chris was fresh, dude, that could have been a crib call. But already 50 yards against the number 20 team. Not bad at all. This is an 89 overall defense as well, and that could have been a huge game, but our guy missed a block. But I guess our quarterback made a play because we've got a 1st and goal out here. Chris with a shot to cap off this drive, but cannot power through a guy, and of course he's getting taken off. We win this game. Our playoff hopes suddenly start looking very realistic, but after a bad call for the ball on 3rd down, Clemson is able to answer with a touchdown. Okay, this counter's been working pretty well so far. Let's see how it goes here. No, nothing doing. Chris just getting lit up by the defensive tackle, but solid hole here on 2nd down. We make it 3rd and manageable. Okay, we're running a read option, and for some reason the quarterback just hands it to Chris to get killed. Come on now. Defense gets a stop, but we're pinned on the 1, and this is a dangerous play call. Our quarterback's gonna keep it and take a safety. Why did he do that? I should have just audible to an inside zone. Now it feels like we need to pick up this 3rd down, and Chris open out of the backfield will shake off a tackler and shake off another one. Chris might have a chance to do something, and we'll get 30 yards, a pop play that this team badly needed. Offense needs some kind of points here, and Chris is fighting hard to get first downs, and at this point the wear and tear looking severe. Chris is coming out for a lot of this 4th quarter, and our offense is fighting. We are going to win this game. Chris didn't even touch the field in the last quarter, but he gets his team the dub. Working through the injury, he had 75 yards on 15 carries and only had 1 reception, but that was a huge play for this team. And oh boy, this is interesting, man. Chris's free safety is asking him to hop up on the mixtape. I feel like Chris would probably accept this offer. He says, oh, let's do it. Oh my gosh, your mixtape sounds terrible. The girl you were talking to heard it and she got the ick. Bro, that is goofy. Looks like we did pretty good on our exams. I had to use a lot of energy to study for them, and even more energy on this goddamn wear and tear, bro. We're back at home up to number 10 in the country, and we got the blackouts on today. Chris starting it off with a nice catch. The running game has really not been cooking so far, and Chris out of the backfield backfield has just about been this team's only offense. Has not gotten off to the start that we'd hoped. And going draw on 3rd and 9, we can't get it. The good news is this defense, man. They've continued to be stellar, and Chris with a nice run here, hitting a spin and in the clear, hitting another spin. That's one of his dirtiest runs of the season so far. We're trying to get something going before halftime here, but our quarterback really hasn't shown any capability of making a play all season. And we're just gonna have to go Hail Mary here on 4th and 7. If our quarterback had a little bit of time, Chris might have been able to get open deep, but nothing doing. I feel like we just need to establish the running game more, honestly. It has been there at times today, just super inconsistent. Chris with 10 rushes for 45 yards, but most of that just came on the one big play. If coach would just leave him in, he could pick these boys apart out of the backfield, but he keeps coming out. Running back road to glory, much more frustrated than anticipated, and this is coming off of me doing like 6 years of cornerback road to glory. Okay, we finally got a drive going here. We just got to finish it off, and Chris is gonna bounce this to the outside. He might have a shot. Gotta outrun this guy, and oh, Chris, you gotta crib that, buddy. Come on. Thankfully, the boys are able to finish the job, and defense just keeps on standing up. Nice little block by my guard there. Gotta find a way to pick up this 3rd and 8. Quarterback, you gotta deliver for us, buddy. He's gonna go to the other side of the field, and it's short. Tell me we're going for this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we would go for it, honestly. But once again, we get the ball back. All it takes is one big play. Going with the draw here, and Chris is gonna try to take this to the outside, but the juke move just is not doing it. Honestly, though, all we need here is a field goal, and our kicker has shown to be like maybe the most trustworthy guy on this team, as our quarterback actually making a beautiful throw there. And it sucks that we don't even have ability to watch plays. Chris just comes off the field for 3 minutes, and it's 14 to 10, but oh, we've actually got the ball inside the 40. Gotta find a way, and our quarterback is just taking stupid dump offs. Like, why? And oh my god, they're not even gonna let me be on the field for this last play. Oh, okay, there we go. We probably got 2 plays here if we want. And okay, Chris is gonna get it out of the backfield. Come on, throw it to me, dude. You've got to float that, and that's a touchdown. So I guess we just gotta click sim here, and of course we are not going to win. Louisville hands us the upset at home. Chris balled out through the air, had over 100 total yards on the day, but it was not enough. That is gonna put a serious damper on the playoff hopes, but we should have a chance to bounce back against Cal today. And I mean, we're still ranked number 20. We win the ACC, we're chilling, but our offense is gonna have to figure something out. Not having a capable passing game outside of Chris just makes things so difficult, because teams will stack the box like crazy against us. I mean, how are we supposed to run against this? Thankfully, our blocking is really solid up front on that play. All right, let's go get 6 here, boys. Come on now. Chris hops over a guy and gets the first down. And we've got a great shot to pick up a touchdown. Chris will get it out of the backfield. We'll have to make a few guys miss, but he can do it. Oh man, we get down to the 1, and of course we're coming out. It's crazy how much coach does not want to see Chris win. The number 1 running back, and he's got like 4 rushing touchdowns this season. We're putting up NPC numbers right now, despite the fact that I feel Chris has been running beautifully. I do like this little sweep play here, but it's going to get blown up. Our tight ends just cannot really block that well. Got a big time 3rd and 10 here. And of course, our quarterback just dumps it off to the drag. All right, I mean, 10 points isn't bad. With the way defense is playing, it might be enough to carry us to a win. And for the first time in what feels like a while, we're actually moving the ball slow and steady, both on the ground and through the air. And headed under the 2-minute warning, for some reason, Cal just left our wide receiver wide open. And that is one pass that our quarterback actually can hit, thank you. You see how much they're challenging the running game, though. We head into halftime with a really nice lead and really nice stats for Chris. And we finally got a play that's kind of designed to give him the ball, but oh man, our quarterback can't get it out. That had potential to be a massive gain. And dude is just gonna throw a pick over the middle. This guy is trash, dude. I want Preston Stone back. In terms of the game outcome, I don't think it's really gonna matter. It looks like we pretty much got this thing locked down, barring anything totally crazy happening. And that run will get Chris up over 100 yards on the day. I would love to see like a nice 150. And getting going through the air too, picking up the first down. Stat-wise, this is probably our quarterback's best game of the season. Has potential to be Chris's best statistical game of the season, and we are just gashing this Cal defense. Easy 20 yards up the middle. We're actually blowing out Cal at this point though, and we're gonna get taken out for the 4th quarter. At least that'll allow us to leave this one healthy. Our quarterback actually played nice with 4 touchdown passes, as Chris had 120 yards. Of course, no touchdowns because we literally did not get the chance. Added 35 through the air as well. And hey boys, we are finally going to be able to edit the abilities a little bit. We're going to start it out with the improved juke move one. And in week 10, we can check out the award watch list. Looks like Chris is number 6 on the best halfback award, which as a sophomore is pretty solid. With 4 games left, we should at least be an 1,000-yard rusher. But once again, the touchdown numbers are just tough. Chris is by far the leading receiver on this team though. If we want to win the playoffs, we pretty much 100% have to win out at this point. But another very winnable one against Stanford. Chris will start started off with a couple of nice runs, and coach is actually going draw on 3rd and 6, but I think Stanford might have had that sniffed out. Thankfully, defense continuing to be elite, getting us the ball right back, and a nice little hole up the middle for an easy first down. We started out up 3-0, and Chris is just wide open on this pass play. That'll get our quarterback to 22 yards passing, that's right. It's amazing that we've been able to win as many games as we have, and on 3rd down, our boy is sadly going to take a sack. And I don't know what it is about our defense. Just for the record, those boys are only 80 overall, but they play like a 99. Okay, coach has a little speed option drawn up here. Just need our quarterback to pitch this at the right time, and oh my gosh, that's beautiful, but of course we are going to get a stupid flag, and Chris is making a very nice play out of it. I hate you, number 78. Our one chance to get into space. Just brutal stuff. That'll take us to the second half, and Chris is wide open here on this 3rd down, desperately calling for the ball, but instead our quarterback is going to fumble it. Stanford might actually have a chance to get points, but dude, this defense is so elite. We're like Iowa out here. Chris is able to get us out of the shadow of our own end zone. We just need a big pop play so bad here, and okay, I was not expecting that handoff. We're able to get the first, but the wear and tear is looking kind of rough at this point. Chris is at -6 speed. We upgraded that speed and juke move, and we've barely gotten to use it. Just clinging on to this 3-point lead. We got 3rd down, and my god, this offensive line sells. No shot we're actually going to finish this game 3-0. Something's got to give here, man. Chris is not going to be able to make a big play with his wear and tear, and at some point our quarterback might just have to make a throw. That's what he went with on 2nd down, and Chris is going to come off the field for 3rd. As with 1 minute left, Stanford has finally found the end zone. In a miserable slog of a game, our quarterback is going to overthrow Chris, and Chris will then come off the field. We are at the desperation point, 3rd and 10, and I'm just calling for the ball on every play. It's the only chance we're going to get something going. Okay, 3 yards, we'll take that. Got to keep it moving, just got to keep on running these little angle routes. And at this point, we're at high risk of injury, -11 speed. Come on, guys, the playoffs are on the line here. We can do it. I believe in this team, and Chris is fighting so hard. Coach, just keep him on the field, dude. This guy's your only offense. Chris is once again visibly frustrated, but somehow our quarterback actually gets us a touchdown. We escape with another win. Chris with 70 yards on the day, only 15 carries, had 55 through the air, including some big ones on that last drive. We are up to number 10 in the college football playoff rankings, and we're tied for 1st in the conference. We win out, I think we probably make it. And we got 5-5 Syracuse today. Might not be an easy game, but do I like this RPO call? Chris is able to get out into open space a little bit. I never expect the quarterback to hand me the ball on that, honestly. Chris will get it again on the 3rd and 3 and just barely reaches the ball over. I do not know if this is the day we'll be getting chunk run plays. Syracuse has been pretty dialed in on the running game so far, but Chris able to pick up a big time first down through the air. So far, we're locked in a 0-0 stalemate, just as expected, boys. Hasn't been a pretty one so far in the rain, but this play's looking pretty good. Chris is able to cut it inside and make a guy miss. I would have cried tears of joy if we cribbed that. We're gonna have a 3rd and 9 here, and our quarterback throws it over the middle. Okay, nice little play. Oh my gosh, man, we might have the chance to get one. 2nd and goal, and Chris is gonna cut it back and get into the end zone. Thank you. Chris is gonna, hit the Heisman pose. I believe that is just his 4th or 5th touchdown of the season. And on 4th and 1, we're actually gonna get a little toss play. I don't mind this, and Chris is going to get to the outside and get out of there, hitting a spin down inside the red zone. And after a slow start, we're up to 54 yards. All right, this offense actually has a little bit of mojo today. Look at our quarterback. Did he just make a throw that wasn't to Chris? That's crazy. I'm actually so proud of him. Got a minute before halftime. We get a touchdown. This one could be over. Chris went up and got it on that play like he was Randy Moss or something. And getting it again out of the backfield here. Slowly but surely, we're working our way down. Oh my gosh, man. Could we get 2 touchdowns on the day? In the first half would be crazy. He's going to throw it out to Chris, and Chris catches it. Oh no, he dropped it. Damn. One more shot on 3rd and goal. I would audible to a run, but it simply would be a terrible idea, and we might have this. Okay, we're going to have to go up and get it. It gets swatted away though. With the defense we got, this thing should hopefully be locked down, and Chris is going to get wide open over the middle here. This has happened a couple of times, and this is definitely our quarterback's best game. He's got a clean 220 with 2 touchdowns, no picks. Are you kidding me? Look at him throwing the RPO bubble. Nobody can do it better. I'm going to need at least one more touchdown before this game is done. Come on, coach. He took us out there. I think it's going to have to be on a big run. I'm trying to bust stuff out to the outside, and we got 3rd and 3 with 2 minutes left. Beautiful blocking, and we are going to get taken off the field. Hopefully we come back on. Syracuse did actually make it somewhat close in the end, but overall this was a solid day. Our offense actually played quite well. Chris was super inefficient, but at least had a touchdown and 96 yards. Added a little nice day through the air. We just keep finding ways plays to win games, we need NC State or Miami to lose. Oh, okay, we actually play Miami in the last game. That's going to be the big one. First, we got to get a dub against these boys. Wake Forest has the stands packed for a night game. I feel like Chris is like ready to have a breakout game here. Starting it out with a nice little first down run. But what I really need to see today is some kind of big play ability. It's hard when the wear and tear is already in the yellow, but we're trying to make the best out of it with straight ahead running. And hey, a nice 6 yards per carry so far. Offensive line has been doing a nice job of opening up gaps. The Wake Forest fans unreasonably upset over that run. Offense ends up going down and getting a touchdown here. And dude, I'm trying to make a big play, but this juke move from Chris is still like brutally not effective. We have to pretty much set it up perfectly to get it to work. We just need to get those abilities in a better spot. Offense does look like it's gained a little bit of confidence after last week. And a nice pancake there. This time we're going to be able to get the juke move to work, and this is going to be a nice run for Chris. But whenever we get a nice run, Chris's stamina goes down and he comes off the field. Still nice to start it out up 14-0. And there's our first reception of the day, I believe. A touchdown before half would pretty much lock this thing up, and look at the catch from Chris on 3rd and 9. I want a touchdown here bad. Come on, Chris. He's gotten us all the way down the field, and we'll catch it in stride, getting into the end zone. Let's go, boys. We have silenced this Wake Forest crowd. So 80 yards on the ground and a really nice game through the air for Chris so far. And trying to bust this to the outside gets away from a tackler. Our kicker might actually be a goat, dude. He's hit a lot of long ones. And Chris still looking for a long one today, but he's up over 100. I would love to see coach lean on him at the end of the game instead of just taking him out. But the wear and tear is of course a factor. Gonna stay in on 3rd and 10 though, and for whatever reason, Wake Forest is just leaving the middle of the field wide open. Got a draw on 3rd and 6 here. And let's see, the left side should open up, and Chris able to steer to try to get the first down, but the change of direction not hitting right now. Okay, coach giving us a chance on 4th and inches. This is probably the last play Chris sees on this drive, but he does his job and more, getting inside the 10. Up to 120 yards. I'd love to make it 150 here, and great blocking to the outside. Oh my gosh, we might finally have a shot for the big run. Chris tiptoes down near midfield. That'll put him at 143. Coach let Chris get his fair share today, and it results in maybe the best game of his career. 157-yard average, as well as 67 and a touchdown through the air. And our offensive coordinator telling us to rip off 3 20+ yard runs next game. Maybe actually keep me in the game, and I will, buddy. Before the big game, we are going to be able to upgrade the abilities a little bit more. Let's get it, man. Number 5 in the country taking on 18 Miami at home. We win this game, we have a great chance at the playoffs. And Chris is going to start it out with a nice 8-yard run. Coach wants those 20-yard runs. I'm going to do my best to deliver, but first downs are going to have to cut it for now. Hopefully we can get to the outside at some point. We get it to 2nd and 6 and getting the ball again. Chris is just a workhorse. Look at him breaking a tackle, but taking a huge hit. Man, I actually can't believe we're the number 5 team in the country right now. The running lanes have been beautiful so far, man. Chris getting another first down. Let's keep it moving, boys. Running to the right side. Another great hole, and Chris is going to stiff arm for a big gain. Already got 50 halfway through the first quarter, but on 3rd down here, Chris is going to try to fight forward and can't get it. But hey, we were able to get a touchdown. Miami kicks a field goal on their first drive. Unfortunately, blocking not going to be quite as good on this wide zone. We've had that play a few times this season. It has not worked so far. And trying to make something happen on 3rd and 13, Chris is going to get it and has to work, but somehow makes all of those guys miss and picks up the first down. 3rd and 7 on the 20. Let's go pick this up. Chris, for some reason, got dragged on a weird route, and our quarterback misses the slant over the middle. Should have just waited another second. But a 7-point lead at halftime, not bad, and we're getting the rock. Haven't been getting good enough yards on 1st and 2nd down, but on 3rd down, Chris is going to get it out of the backfield, and this is going to be another big play for him. Getting into Kane territory. Come on, offense. Let's finish this off. No, man, they took Chris out for like the entire 3rd quarter instead. Just got to find a way to get at least 3 more points, and I think we win this. But I was spamming the catch button there, and it took me into a possession catch for some reason, so we're well short of the first down. Miami goes down to get a tutty. All right, this is a big time drive for this offense. Chris is going to start it down with a first down carry. He's been a little bit quiet since that first quarter, in large part because he just hasn't been on the field a lot, and coming off again on 2nd down. All right, we pick it up, man. Let's go get into field goal range at least. Blocking was a little bit iffy, but Chris able to cut it back for 4. And let's keep going out of this pistol, man. This is what's been working the best. Nice hold to the left, and Chris is going to fight for the first. Time is running down. We could honestly crush the clock and try to get a field goal, but Miami's stacking the box at this point. All right, 3rd and 7. Let's see. Chris is trying to get open out of the backfield, but Miami gets pressure. We're going to have to punt this away. Come on, defense. Just hold tall for 2 minutes. Oh, man. Miami gets 3. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. 0 timeouts. We're going to have to go crazy here. Chris is going to start it out with a gain, and oh, man, thought we were going to juke out. They are taking him off the field. Like, why are you taking him off the field? Okay, looks like we got a splash gain, and we're in field goal range at this point. Our quarterback is going to take a chance, but this is going to work out. We could get the win. All right, don't do something stupid here, please, quarterback. Oh, God, we took a sack. Okay, we got to get back to the line. Chris is coming off the field again. I don't know why we're subbing here. We're just going to have to sim, and it's 3rd and 13. Why are we not kicking the field goal? No, bro. We've got the best kicker in the country. What are we doing? Coach might sell our season, and our quarterback is going to throw for it. Did we get the touchdown? Oh, my gosh. It pays off. We get it, and we beat Miami. We're going to the conference championship. I actually cannot believe that. Gotta give it to our quarterback, man. He stepped up and made the throw. Chris had 50 in the first quarter, really slowed down after that, but it's all about getting the win, and we did it. And oh shoot, I forgot to study, boys. Chris had bigger things on his mind, and we are going to be taking on NC State in the conference championship. God damn, we are barely academically eligible. That's crazy. All right, we should probably listen to Karen and come in to study. I'm not trying to get suspended for the damn conference championship. Oh, okay, that actually somehow bumped our GP up by 0.6. To be honest, I did not expect Chris to be here as early as his sophomore season, but we are playing in the conference championship game with a spot in the playoffs potentially on the line. So far, NC State's defensive line looks really tough, which is going to make things very hard on Chris, especially when his quarterback is throwing passes like that. Our defense is going to have to be good today because the running game has honestly been terrible so far. We end up kicking a field goal there, but another stop from the boys. One big play is all it takes. There was a lot of open space on that play, but Chris just wasn't quite able to get out of there. Just doing his best to make sure he picks up positive yards right now. Need to try to help out of the backfield. And on 3rd and 5, he'll get open eventually, but it took way too long. Our quarterback gets hit. Defense just continues to do their thing though, even getting us great field position. We got to find a way to take advantage. Chris came off the field for a few plays there, and we were able to at least get a field goal, but NC State answered with a score and then scored again coming out of halftime. We've got an 11-point deficit. That was the biggest run of the day right there from Chris. And a great hole here, man. If we could have just followed our blocker, that could have been huge, but bro is just moving too slow. We finally got something going, man. Looks like coach maybe made some adjustments in the run game coming out of halftime. We just got to find a way to finish this drive, and our quarterback makes a super risky throw, but this is going to work out. We get the first. All right, a chance for Chris to get the touchdown here. We're working off to the right and nothing doing. Dang. So 3rd and goal, we're going to come off the field. It'll be up to the sim. All right, thankfully we do get a touchdown. Chris is back on the field for the 2-point conversion, but our quarterback showing some terrible pocket on that one. But we're right back in this thing, man. Defense getting another stop, and this offensive line is starting to open up big holes. Chris has just got to keep doing what he's doing, man. This offense moving slow and steady going into the 4th quarter, so it'll be a critical 3rd and 10 for this offense. And Chris trying to get open up the middle. Our quarterback will throw to the corner route, incomplete. But defense gets just one more stop. Come on, man. All we need is one touchdown. We did it last game. Our quarterback's just got to find a way to be better, and hits the in. Okay. Oh, bro, but they're taking us off. Chris returns to the field for a 4th and 3. Time is ticking down on the clock, and it's going to be up to our quarterback. Throws to the sidelines, but we get a flag. I think that's interference. So the drive stays alive for now. But man, they're going to take Chris off again. He might have to watch the rest of this game from the sidelines. And the boys are not able to get it done. NC State wins the ACC Championship. After a bad start, Chris fought hard, but it just wasn't quite enough. And he didn't do anything through the air, which is normally a big thing for this team. And here we go. Dylan Raiola actually wins the Heisman. And Chris wins first team all ACC, man. Only 4 touchdowns. Coach did not give us anything in the red zone, but we still did our best. And we have made the college football playoffs. Let's go. We're really ranked 7th at 10-3. Checking out the award winners, Chris actually came in at 5th on this list. NC State ended up coming up with the number 1 seed in the playoffs. We might have gotten that if we won. Since we're the lower seed, we have to play at USC in the first round of the playoffs. But a huge hole for Chris on the first play. Those RPOs do a good job of giving us space, and hey, actually open out of the backfield this time. That was something we didn't see at all in our last game. We got a little outside zone call here, and unfortunately this goes nowhere. Chris will get taken off the field for 3rd down. But hey, our quarterback actually manages to convert. Gonna have another 3rd down here though, and dude just keeps and goes nowhere. But we start out up 3-0. I will take it. These holes are starting to close up pretty quick. As USC's got everyone up against the line of scrimmage. You can point to the low average yards per carry for Chris, but he has not worked with a lot of space all season. We got a big time 3rd down here, and Chris trying to get out of the backfield will pick it up. Yes, sir. USC fans in shambles after that 1 first down. Let's turn this into a touchdown, man. Come on now. Chris is trying to get open out of the backfield, and that'll actually open things up for his wide receiver. We'll take it. First round of the playoffs is actually going great, but the running lanes for Chris have never been tinier. 3rd and 14, he's gonna have to try to do something through the air, and thankfully middle of the field is wide open. Perfect throw from our quarterback there. And now Chris has got a little bit of mojo, trying to get open again, and another first down for our guy. He's got 50 yards receiving. That should hopefully open things up on the ground just a little bit. And please let Chris get a touchdown here, coach. Trying to go up the middle on 3rd down, and ooh, we're just short. Come on, go for this, man. Okay, we actually did go for it. Chris just wasn't on the field. And here on 2nd and goal, quarterback's just gonna keep it. We come off again. So lame. So we got 3rd and goal here. I'm gonna try to get open out of the backfield, but we got caught up on the line. 4th down. It sucks to not get a touchdown there, but overall the team has been playing great, man. 13-0, and we might actually have a chance to get a field goal. Our kicker's been booming them all year. Sadly not able to get this one, but we get the ball right back coming out of halftime. Defense is actually going crazy, and Chris trying to go crazy, hitting a nice spin move, almost getting up out of there. USC finally gets 3, but I am still feeling pretty good headed into the 4th. And Chris has his biggest lane of the day. We might just be up out of there. Can't quite outrun that one DB, but things are not looking too bad at this point. Looks like we're going to continue to lean on the run game, and we're trying to pick up a big time 3rd and 5. Nobody up the middle, but dude gets a block shed, and Chris cannot truck him. I think we could have kept that a little bit more to the left, and that gives USC the chance to get right back in the game, 13-10. Thankfully, our quarterback is in a rhythm, man, finds an open receiver, so the drive will keep on moving, and this looks beautiful. Chris is going to power forward for like a 16-yard gain, up to 86 yards on the day, and Chris coming off the field, we get 3 out of that drive, but USC answers with a touchdown to take their first lead. And I love the slip screen to Chris, but it gets blown up. We are somehow going to have to find a way to get a point, and Chris was open there. Actually, everything was open. We get out to the 40. Okay, good start to this drive. Our quarterback's going to throw it into traffic, and once again we come off the field. I hate how much we're at the mercy of the sim, but we got a touchdown, and USC does not respond. We're headed to the next round of the playoffs. Our quarterback honestly balled out, dude. Played the best game of his season for sure. Chris didn't do anything crazy, only 3.7 yards per carry, but had 90 yards total. And he did do a really nice job of getting it going through the air. And we got a rematch on our hands in the Orange Bowl. Had a couple of interesting upsets in the first round, man. Ohio State ended up losing to Boise. We'll see if we can find a way in the rematch against NC State. Chris wasn't able to do a whole lot against them last time, and oh no, our quarterback fumbling on the first play. So the Wolfpack are going to start it out with a quick 3-0 lead. But Chris will have a great hole here. This could be a sign of good things to come. But right after that run, for whatever reason, Chris came out for the rest of the first quarter. Thankfully, our defense is doing well, so heading into the second, we're only down 3. But the wear and tear already looking rough on Chris. His offensive line has not been a lot of help. As happy as I am that we got SMU to the playoffs, there is a part of me that wants to be in a different offensive system next year. I guess we'll just have to see how the playoffs go. But Chris able to hit this hole hard thanks to a nice little pull and block. Gonna try to get something cooking out of the backfield on 3rd and 10, and does get open, but not the best ball placement from our quarterback. Chris has to turn around to catch it, and offense has just been hapless so far. We had the perfect setup on that play, but our guard just gets beaten so bad off the line. If he even chipped that guy, it would have been a huge gain for Chris, and he's gonna have to try to get it cooking through the pass game, able to fight for the first down. But this team needs big plays so bad. I just don't know if Chris is the one to deliver that. And oh man, we might have had a shot there, but our quarterback way underthrows it. The way we've been playing offense, man, it's a miracle we're in this game. Defense has only given up 3 points, and it was all because of that turnover. Sitting solidly in field goal range, we've got a 3rd and 8 here. Need to make sure the time doesn't run out, and this will be a completion, but we're gonna have to hurry to the line, and for some reason they're subbing Chris out. Hopefully we at least get points, dude. Looks like, yeah, we got nothing. So frustrating that I can't even watch a play. But Chris continues to rack up solid yards, and Chris is running at a solid clip, man. 8 carries for 51 yards. We'll get it here and bounce it to the outside and could get more, but dude, the spin move is just so slow. And every time we have a big play, man, it's like coach just takes us off the field for like 3 minutes. I really don't get it. Chris continues to pick up large chunks, and the running game's been great, but at this point we need some big plays from our pass game. We'll see if we can get something here. 4 verticals, but quarterback just gonna check it down to Chris, and he wasn't able to create quite enough separation. The time is running out on this season, and the dink and dunk game is probably not gonna cut it. And hey, our offense did somehow find a way to get points, and defense giving us the ball back in field goal range. We have a shot to tie or win the game. Please just don't take me off the field, man. I want to at least see what happens. With the season on the line, our quarterback is gonna take a sack, and we will come off. As we're watching that from the sidelines, offense was able to get a field goal, but NC State started starts out overtime with a touchdown. We're gonna need to answer here, and Chris will get us down to the 2. Gotta punch this in. This play call is looking a little bit dicey, but Chris gonna power up the middle and get in. Tie ball game. That was Chris's first rushing touchdown in a while. Came in a big time, and our quarterback takes a sack on first down. Quarterback, you just can't take a sack here, buddy. Chris is trying to get open out of the backfield, and thankfully he gets rid of it. And we'll be up to the mercy of the sim here. Let's see what happens. Looks like a tie game, and we head to a third overtime. So we are going to have alternating 2-point conversions, and we get it. Let's go. We might just win this, dude. NC State misses theirs, and we are headed to the next round of the playoffs. Chris wasn't on the field for a lot of the time, but the team comes through. We win the Orange Bowl. Once again, our quarterback played pretty well, as Chris finishes with 70 yards and a touchdown. Also had 50 through the air. In the college football playoff semifinals, it looks like we're going to be taking on Boise State. All of a sudden, a national title looks like a very real possibility for this SMU team. Definitely not something I would have expected at the start of the season. And Chris getting it started with a big time third down catch over the middle, gets taken down hard though. It's good to see him getting started out nice early in the passing game, and he's gonna have to pick up a 4th and inches on this play. Thankfully it'll be a huge hole, and honestly we could have gotten even more to the outside, but I was nervous. And oh my gosh, is Chris actually gonna get rewarded with a touchdown for once? They'll hand it off to him up the middle, and powering in, Chris will get another playoff touchdown. Let's go. But Boise State answers right back. This might be a fight. I wasn't really sure what to expect from the Broncos, and Chris already in the yellow on wear and tear. That's not ideal, but a huge hole on this play, and Chris might just be gone. The best blocking of the season for him, and this will be maybe his longest running play of the year. We finally broke one off. Man, that feels good. So we head to the second half leading 14-10. Really liking the play calling so far. That one looked like it might have opened up too. We're actually running for it on 3rd and 5, and wide open hole up the middle. Chris is gonna hit it hard. Boise State's defense is a little bit lax. Up over 100 here in the third quarter is Chris, and another easy hole up the middle. Man, this might be the most porous defense we played against all season, but our quarterback not throwing a great ball on 3rd down there, and the Broncos are gonna take the lead. We might just be set up for an upset. Headed to the 4th quarter, this offense desperately needs to put a drive together, but Boise State has finally started to key in on the run. It's coming down to the wire, man. Just 3 minutes left. We've been here before. Just gotta find a way to clutch up one more time, as Chris will get it out of the backfield, picking up a 1st down. Okay, looks like we are in field goal range. Quarterback has got to take care of the ball here. As long as Chris can get open, we're good. We're down to the 2-minute warning here. We honestly might want to try to kill the clock, and this is maybe the biggest play of Chris's career, man. 3rd and 6, we're running for it, but Chris is gonna find the hole and pick up the 1st down. Let's go, man. So 1st and goal, a chance to potentially give his team the win and take him to the national title. Chris is going up the middle again, but gets stonewalled, and he's probably going to come off the field. No, they keep him on. Come on, buddy. We just need 1 stupid yard here, and this time it's going to open up. Chris gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. This should be a game winner, but defense has got to hold it down for 30 seconds. All right, up to the sim, and we get the dub. SMU is headed to the national title game. I cannot believe it. Chris ended up having the best game of his career in the biggest moment. He has never gotten touchdowns like this, and did it through the air as well. In the national title game, we're taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. I wasn't expecting to even make the playoffs. Really was not expecting to make the national title. Chris Moltisanti has a chance to etch his name in the history books today, as we take on 14-1 Kansas State. It looks like they're gonna make it tough on him. Passing game might just have to wake up today, and Chris trying to route this dude up. Nice throw from the quarterback, but we should have caught and run with that. Thankfully, defense stands up tall like they have been doing all season, and now we got to find a way to get the run game going. 4 carries and only 5 yards so far, and going to the ground again on 3rd and 6. Chris tries to turn that into something, but there's just nothing there. Hate to say it, but we probably got to start passing the ball a little bit. Finally, a good lane for Chris here that we get the 1st down, and trying to spin out, can't quite do it. Let's find a way to finish this drive off, man. Offensive line is actually blocking here. We head to the 2nd quarter, and another hole opens up for Chris. We're able to get to the 2nd level, but we just cannot make that guy miss. The spin move is too slow. Once we upgrade the skills, that could potentially be a touchdown. And after a really rough start, Chris is starting to run at a steady clip, able to pick up another 1st down despite running into his blockers, but he's gonna get the touchdown touchdown route for him. Come on, man. Okay, good news is we get the score and defense getting it back to us with nice field position. Gotta find a way to make it happen again here, boys. Nothing doing up the middle, though. And another third down we gotta watch from the sideline. Shoot, man, we turn it over. Kansas State gets a touchdown. I was hoping defense would be able to hold up a little bit better in this one. We are just slowly but surely driving it here. And Chris will get it out of the backfield, able to pick up a nice first down. But bro, coach is gonna piss me off for real. Okay, though, we get another touchdown. Honestly, man, I don't care if I'm on the field or not. We just gotta get this dub. Offense has been a little bit better than expected. We've had to respond to some adversity. Big third down here. We're right on the edge of field goal range. Chris not able to get open, and it's incomplete. All right, kicker, give us something here. He's gonna make it, but of course K-State responds. I'm waiting for Chris to bust off a big play like he did last game, and while he hasn't done that, he is having a real efficient one. We head to the fourth quarter of the national championship. Gotta find a way to finish this one out. He's getting hit hard by the big boys. Coach has got to keep him on this field though, man. Nothing to save him for at this point in the season. Our quarterback able to pick up the first down. Let's go. Okay, we got another big 3rd and 5 here. Let's see what we've got. Looks like man coverage, and our quarterback slices him up the seam. What a throw from the boy. And Chris is on the field here inside the red zone, but might not be for long. We got to take advantage of this, and he's gonna fight down to the 1. Please keep me in, coach. Come on, dude. All right, just got to get the touchdown, and we do get it. Can Kansas State answer? No, they can't. We are a minute and 20 seconds away from a national title. Chris has just got to finish it off here and hang on to the ball. I actually cannot believe we're in this position, but Kansas State sending the dogs. I shouldn't have tried to bounce that outside. Looks like defense might just have to do it one more time. Chris is not able to get out of there. Okay, boys, they got no timeouts. We can hold it down for a minute 10, right? Up to the mercy of the sim. Will we win the national title? Yes, we will. SMU does it, man. I cannot believe it. Chris's sophomore season ends in a big time win. I thought we'd get here eventually, but did not expect it this early in the career. Oh, and look, the player of the game is this dude who just came in on the goal line to take Chris's touchdowns. Honestly, man, offense balled out. Our quarterback was pretty efficient, and Chris's average got dragged down, but had a lot of nice runs on the day. He finishes this national title season with 1,600 yards and 8 touchdowns, as well as adding 800 through the air and 2 touchdowns, the leading receiver on this team. And I'm honestly torn, man. Should Chris stick around at SMU? The offense isn't really designed to suit his strengths, but hey, we just won a national title. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments, and appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to leave a like. Have a good one. Peace.